Bitcoin is about to moonshot. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about how Bitcoin's ETF for Blackrock and Fidelity has become their hottest product in a lineup of hundreds of other exchange-traded funds. Year to date, BlackRock's Bitcoin IBIT ETF has made up over 50% of their net inflows across their entire suite of 420 ETFs, and Fidelity's FBTC ETF has made up almost 70% of their net inflows year to date amongst their entire suite of other ETFs. Today, we are going to be talking about why I believe that Bitcoin will go to $100,000 as soon as... We'll get to that. Without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Today's video is brought to you by none other than NordVPN. And the reason that we have brought NordVPN on as a sponsor is because I firmly believe that the way you build wealth is by keeping your wealth, which is why I am so vehemently against debt. I'm also so vehemently against your money getting stolen. Because in both of those cases, you are not sovereign, i.e. in control of your finances. Instead, somebody else is. The reason I love NordVPN so much is because they help to protect you against hackers and thieves that are going to try and break through and steal your precious cryptocurrency funds. So if you want to stay safe, make sure to go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and sign up and get a 2-year plan to protect yourself for the entire duration of the bull market from hackers and thieves that want to try and steal your beloved crypto. 49-day streak. Bitcoin ETFs have become the hottest product in BlackRock and Fidelity's repertoire of funds. Pause, reverse. BlackRock and Fidelity are two of the largest, in fact, they are the two largest asset managers on planet Earth. Collectively, they manage over $20 trillion of funds. And they are also two of the largest distributors of exchange-traded funds in the entire world. So when I tell you that Bitcoin is now their most popular, hottest, most successful ETF so far in history, that's a big deal. IBIT and FBTC, BlackRock and Fidelity's ETFs respectively, have accounted for more than half of the year-to-date net inflows for both companies in less than 50 days of trading. Keep in mind, these did not start trading until about 3 weeks into the year, and they still make over half of net inflows for the year. In fact, both of them are on a 49-day streak right now where they have been bringing in new flows for 49 days straight, which is a record that only 30 other ETFs in history have ever accomplished, and no fund in history has done that from its very beginning like these two funds have. This is literally a world record that is being set as we speak for popularity of an ETF. But of course, over the last couple of weeks, we've been bearish on Bitcoin. 2 weeks ago, from the day you saw this, Tuesday, 14 days ago, we talked about how there was likely going to be about a 10 to 25, probably about 15 to 20% corrective movement on Bitcoin. That happened. Now, I'm predicting that we're about to move into a major uptrend. Let me show you why. You see, throughout the history of Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes up and Bitcoin goes down. Mind blown. I know, but I have to say it for the one of you out there that thinks that Bitcoin never goes into a correction. I'm so sorry for the other ones of you who know that have to listen to me rant at that one guy, but there's always that one person that thinks that Bitcoin's just going to go up forever and never have a correction. My friend, Bitcoin goes into corrections, and we can see that time and time again in the previous bull markets. Even here, for example, in 2019, pretty much the entire year was a correction where Bitcoin would drop from a local high of $13,800, 72% down to $3,800. Even moving here into the 2020 and 2021 bull market, we had a drop of 31%. During the 2016-17 bull market, where I got into the space almost 7 years ago now, Bitcoin would regularly go through 40% corrective movements during the course of the bull market. In this bull market so far, Bitcoin has reasonably expected about an 18 to a 22% drop every 3 to 6 months. As you can see here, we've had about 4 of them. They've all been roughly exactly 20%. But if we look at the daily chart here, you can see that this drop has only totaled about 17.69%. This drop may not be over, but there's also a very high likelihood that it is, because this is the first of the major corrections that has happened after we've seen the success of the exchange-traded funds. Whether the drop is actually over or not, whether we go down to about 55 or not, I'm not sure we're going to. There is a major rally coming. We see it in the alts. Many of your favorite altcoins are going through massive 7-day rallies. Dogecoin up 28%, Toncoin up 50%, Bitcoin Cash up 30%, ICP up 43%. When the altcoins are running like that and Bitcoin's in an uptrend, that shows you that you're moving out of bearish territory back into bullish territory. And with this report, we have some of the biggest FOMO news that we have seen in a very long time. Now, please back up and make sure that you're trading and investing logically before emotionally. But at the same time, you do need to understand that this is one of the most bullish news stories that Bitcoin has ever seen, even more bullish than the ETFs, because if the ETFs hadn't been approved and they completely flopped, wouldn't have done much for the market. The fact that they are some of the most successful exchange-traded fund products in the entire history of the United States stock market, that, my friends, is extremely bullish news. And that leads us to our prediction. Bitcoin has followed through the 42 days of rally that it needed to after breaking the 0.786 Fibonacci level back up to all-time high. It means that we are just a few days away from the predicted breakout above all-time high in the major rally that would follow. Back here in 2020, when Bitcoin broke above 0.786 on the Fibonacci retracement, 42 days later, we started a major uptrend. We are now 40 days beyond that point, which means we're very close to breaking bullish out just the same way we did in the last bull market. And again, that leads us to our prediction. The last time that Bitcoin was at this point in history, Bitcoin would go on to double in 23 days. If Bitcoin did even half of that in twice as long, moving up 50% over the course of 50 days, which would definitely stand up against the rally that we've seen so far, Bitcoin would be at $100,000 before the beginning of June. So just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to make a prediction that Bitcoin will be trading at or above $100,000 before my 7th birthday in the cryptocurrency space. I got into cryptocurrency July 31st, 2017. Before the 7th birthday of me joining this space on July 31st, I believe that Bitcoin will be trading at or above $100,000 unless some other event that we could not predict comes into play. That can happen, but I don't see anything on the horizon that would stop $100,000 Bitcoin from coming within just the next 3 to 4 months. If you guys would like to see more content on how to be successful in this cryptocurrency bull market, then make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, and like the video if you like the video, because it helps to promote this video in the YouTube algorithm. In short, if you want to take advantage, and here's your takeaway, if you want to take advantage of that $100,000 movement, what you got to do is this. You got to start dollar cost averaging. That means putting money into the market every single week on a fixed schedule, a fixed amount of money that you can afford to lose if something were to happen to it. And I also want to make sure that you have some money sitting in a cash account in case Bitcoin does go through another 15, 20, 25% correction during the next 2 to 3 months so that you can actually ladder in even more. After you have a Bitcoin position, I want you to start putting positions into Ethereum and then into other altcoins that you have done your research on, that you have knowledge about, which the fruit of which is understanding, which you can then wisely steward and manage. Then you can start investing in more, but start out with a longer-term perspective on Bitcoin and Ethereum, the two that either have an exchange-traded fund or are more than likely about to have an exchange-traded fund, and make sure that you are laddering into those every single week. After Bitcoin gets to 100K, I'm going to start saying, all right, if I'm going to sell Bitcoin, I'm taking 1%, 2%, 3% profit every single week. On Ethereum, I'm taking 1, 2, 3% profit every single week off the top, getting that principal out as quickly as I can, letting the profits run, and then we're going to reinvest that money somewhere else. We're going to enjoy some of it, and we're going to be generous with some of it. I'm really looking forward to seeing the amount of wealth that you guys make in the coming bull market. If you want to hear more about all this, again, make sure to stay tuned because more content is coming. And also, please make sure to check out the sponsor of this video, which is NordVPN. If you go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and sign up for a 2-year plan, you will be protecting yourself for the duration of the bull market, because if you go and make a few $100 grand in Bitcoin and crypto and you lose all of it to a hacker, then there wasn't much point in that, and I was there. I really don't want you to get hacked and lose all your money. NordVPN is a great line of defense to help you in protecting your wealth, which is almost rule number 1 of financial sovereignty. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, I got a real good feeling.